Oh man.
Friend of the channel, Lizzo. It's been what, a few weeks since we talked about Lizzo.
A little bit.
Sometimes I'll be saying, maybe we should lay off the Lizzo. Maybe we should lay off Lizzo, but she just supplies us with so much content that fits right in with the narrative of this channel. And this is no different. So South Park parodied Lizzo here. Um, and Lizzo actually responded to the parody. So uh, this video that I found here shows Lizzo responding in real time to the parody that they made of her on the South Park show. And I thought that it was pretty interesting. So we'll go ahead and first we'll obviously play her reaction, which also doubles as a showing of the parody itself. So kind of kills two birds with one stone, which is convenient. And in the past, Lizzo has been someone who is a firecracker, quite triggered. She goes off on any and everyone who would dare critique some of the personal behavior that she voluntarily publicly puts out. Um, but it would seem as though, in light of this South Park parody, sketch, or whatever you want to call it, that maybe she's turning the corner and learning how to brush things off of her shoulder. So here's Lizzo reacting to the South Park joke that they made about her.
Guys, my worst fear has been actualized. I've been referenced in a South Park episode. I'm so scared. I'm gonna blind duet to it right now. There we go.
I'm telling you, Sheila, these new drugs are pretty amazing. I was feeling so ashamed of myself, watching Randy go out and exercise all the time and not eating as much. But I just don't have the same kind of willpower he has. Which is the drug that you want, Sharon? Ozempic, Manjaro? Oh no, I talked to my doctor. He said insurance would only pay for those if I had diabetes. But if you can't afford them, then how are you managing your weight? Don't you know, Sheila? Now there's a whole new obesity drug for those of us who can't afford Ozempic and Manjaro. I've controlled all my cravings to be thinner with Lizzo.
It's Lizzo. FDA approved it makes you feel good about your weight, and it costs 90% less than Ozempic.
I've lowered my standards and my expectations.
It's Lizzo. In case studies, 70% of patients on Lizzo no longer cared how much they weighed.
I don't know.
It's Lizzo. Lizzo helps you eat everything you want and keep physical activity to a minimum. Some patients report constipation while listening to Lizzo. Stop listening to Lizzo if you experience suicidal thoughts. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis, hypothermia,
the fucking
and
album!
out your ears. Are you living with obesity?
Ask about the power of not giving a fuck with Lizzo.
Period. That's crazy. I just feel like, damn, I'm really that bitch. I'm really that bitch. I really showed the world how to love yourself and not give a fuck to the point where these men in Colorado know who the fuck I am and put it on their cartoon that's been around for 25 years. I'm really that bitch, and I'll show y'all how to not give a fuck, and I'm gonna keep on showing you how to not give a fuck. Oh, 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 Lizzo, bitch.
Oh man. So Lizzo is apparently brushing this one off, and she takes it as like a compliment, I guess, because she's showing the world how to not give a damn, right? So what do you think of her reaction, or what do you think of the sketch that they made, or do you think that her reaction was appropriate?
I think that, so I don't know how Hollywood works. I don't know how people can do that. I guess they could just do that without her knowing. So let's go the angle with her not even knowing about this and then just hearing about it. The skit itself was, to me, making fun of the fact that Lizzo parades around saying that she doesn't care, and she so much about her, how she looks, and she's gonna love her for her, and no matter what weight it is or what have you. But the thing is that I think now she's currently on a weight loss journey, and she's trying to lose weight and shed pounds. And the whole thing is when it comes to this whole, because I do think you should love who you are, while you're on your journey. But to act as if the weight isn't bothering you, that's a lie. Because if it really isn't, you wouldn't be trying to lose it. That's my point. So, um, the parody that South Park was doing here was just pretty much just highlighting the notion or how ridiculous it is to not care that you're in bad health.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were mocking that and an icon for that. And she can be flattered because, yeah, she's in a franchise now. She'll be forever remembered. I don't know if that's what you want to be remembered for. But I guess her whole attitude is, catch me on the back end when I don't look like this, which again is not proving the point of the satire in the first place, because there's people who are fans of Lizzo that aren't going to lose their weight and air quote are comfortable with that size, but deep down they're really not. And it has nothing to do with comparing themselves to the Joneses. It has everything to do with poor health. And because I know there's side effects to that lifestyle, and they don't like some of those side effects. I know it. So don't sit here and act like you enjoy it. So now me, man, I'm not opposed to BB dubs. I've announced that in the past. I'm not opposed to that. All right. So I see the beauty in all women's, but I do know it's important to be healthy at the same time. And if I come across one and, she most likely would like to lose pounds. So it's no slight to women that are struggling with their weight or nothing like that. This is just more or less a situation of calling out the irony and the hypocrisy in this body positivity thing when they either A, try to lose that weight, or B, keep the weight on and suffer from conditions. Last thing I'll say, because there's compilations floating around online of these influencers who were bragging about them being so positive about their weight and positive about their obesity and all these other things, and people in the comment section flooding them, telling them how beautiful they are, and those people were passing away. Some of those people are no longer here. And so they have a choice to make. So yeah, Lizzo has a choice to make. It looks like she's making it. Her face looks slimmer in that video. So she's not promoting that, the thing she was promoting before, I would say that. So what are your thoughts on Lizzo reacting to South Park? South Park getting at Lizzo. What are your thoughts on this one?
I like Lizzo's response. I think that had Lizzo, you know, I guess her recent issues with like her former backup dancers trying to sue her for like a hostile workplace environment or whatever, like maybe that experience has kind of taught her the value of like peace and not letting things trigger you so easily. And so now she's kind of turned the corner in that way. Because I think that had she maintained that stance years before, she would not have become the poster child, in my opinion, unwittingly, for something that no one should be the poster child for, which is just not caring about maximizing. That's what I think she became the poster child for. Because I'm the spirit of body positivity. Body positivity is no different to me than all of these other things that get co-opted by bad faith actors.
Correct.
Race conversations, like the like some of these overarching themes that do have a premise that makes sense, but
Mm-hmm.
it's co-opted by these infiltrators who turn it into something bastardized.
Correct.
Like the same thing happened with body positivity. Body positivity was never about be happy being fat. It was about okay, your body type is your body type. So learn how to be comfortable and happy with that. But in lieu of having that understanding, there are certain things to carry with you in order to maximize the benefits of that.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone has the same frame, not everyone has the same body type. Some people are stout, wide, some people are tall, lanky. The point is, if you have a particular kind of body type, be happy and comfortable within that, but also understand that within the perspective of that, there's work that you can put in so that you are maintaining a happy, healthy lifestyle. Like that's what body positivity was all about. But these infiltrators came along and they just kind of warped it into you're a fat ass, be happy with that. And that's and I'm gonna say it, bro. I don't give a damn. And Lizzo unwittingly became the poster child for that. I don't think that was her intention. I really don't, because very much like you, like I hear what you're saying. If it was her intention to become the champion of this, she wouldn't be trying to lose weight.
Correct.
Why are you trying to lose weight if you care about being the champion for these people who want to live that 600-pound life and not give a shit?
Correct.
Why do you have a trainer and a nutritionist? I've seen so many of her videos that she puts out on Instagram and TikTok where she's on a damn elliptical or doing something rigorous, sweating her ass off. Okay, you trying to lose that weight. So what form of body positivity are you championing? The real one or the fake one? So I feel like she unwittingly became the champion for this. And in lieu of unwittingly becoming the champion for it, she got all of these people riled up in her corner, and now she's dealing with the pressure of having to kind of make sure that she's speaking on behalf of these weirdos. And now she's all anxious and on edge, and anytime somebody makes an honest critique about any of her public behavior or what she wears, she's triggered and she's going off on people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where her short-temperedness online came from. That's my opinion. And so to see her no longer, by all accounts, be that short-tempered is a positive step in the right direction for her. So I'm glad to see that that was her reaction, and that her instinct wasn't to jump to Instagram and start bitching and complaining about how the world is against her, which is what I think she would have done a couple years ago, or even 1 year ago, hell, even 6 months ago. And in terms of the South Park sketch itself, I think, I don't know too much about South Park. I never got into it. Sorry, South Park fans. I never got into it. I know there's some people going crazy right now. I
Yeah,
never
me.
got into South Park. I never got into South Park. Not saying that it's not good. I'm just saying I never got into it. Like I never picked up watching it.
For sure.
But looking at that skit, like I get what they're doing. To me, it's a parody that's funny. Like to me, that is what's the word? That's a form of satire to me that I agree with, because it's making fun of this idea that body positivity inherently means not working on maximizing yourself, which
Mhm.
I hate. And there's a lot of people in the world today who don't believe in maximization and are looking for the first out in order to be able to kind of sit around not caring about those things. They want to feel better about the fact that they're not trying to maximize themselves. And when you have a champion that you can hitch your wagon to, such as Lizzo, and someone that you can look at and say, this gives me a champion, someone that I can look up to, someone that I can admire, because she also doesn't maximize herself physically. So now I can feel comfortable in my skin and my decision to no longer maximize myself physically as well. That's what people want. People need their champions to continue to live in their false truths. And what are you going to do when you no longer have those champions? You're going to have to figure something out. You can't just sit around living like that. If you need a champion in order to have you feel better about living that way, it should tell you that you shouldn't be living that way. Otherwise, why do you need a champion? So you'll be the first person lined up to turn on Lizzo when she loses the weight, because that's what always happens. When Adele lost weight, she got haters.
She did.
And when Rebel Wilson lost weight, she got haters. All of a sudden, she's a bad guy because she lost weight. No, that's a reflection on you. Stop sitting around, languishing in your laziness. And that doesn't mean that you have to have an hourglass figure or work out every day or be this perfect body type. It's about what are the steps you need to take to maximize what you have going on with you and your own skin. And that's what that's what we got, man. The world is rife with laziness and just this overwhelming desire to do whatever you want. That's what people want to do, be lazy and do whatever they want. No one wants to maximize. And body positivity got conflated with not maximizing yourself. And I think Lizzo unwittingly became a champion for that. So I think it will benefit her tremendously if she can pull herself from out of that and move on, because she's all the better for it. Just like Adele was all the better for no longer being the overweight opera singer. She became the poster child for all of those people who love the fact that she wasn't overweight, that she was an overweight singer in an industry full of singers who aren't overweight. Yes, we got our champion. She ain't your champion no more because she realized I need to maximize this. Same thing with the rest of those actresses and celebrity people who do the same thing. Lizzo's gonna be next. Lizzo will eventually lose the weight. Is she going to look like Adele after she loses it? Perhaps not. She has a different body type, but she's going to look different. It's going to be like on some Monique stuff when Monique lost the weight. Monique ain't big like that no more. So people are going to need to learn how to live within their truths, stop relying on these false truths, these fallacies, get rid of your need to have champions in order for you to reconcile your bad behavior and your bad decisions, and get up off the couch and do better about yourself.
Yeah, and I think that's a key point. A key point that you made in the sense that body positivity in and of itself is not a bad thing, but it was co-opted, much like other things got co-opted in all of these social movements, by fanatics.
Yeah.
And, because I get the total premise of, hey man, because when I was young, bro, and I'm out here running, in PE. Now I'm pretty fast on the block I live on, but I'm in PE with all these other people, and there's guys that are just faster than me. I don't care how hard I took my shoes off; these guys are still flying past me. But there's still other people that I'm flying past them. So I found myself somewhat in the middle. Then when I came to playing basketball, then it came to playing football or whatever activity, I was always very good, but there was people that were better than me at certain things. And so, I had to come to this reality that, I still worked on things. I still tried to be better, but then there was this reality and this understanding that, hey, this guy's faster, probably. And I was young. This guy's probably faster due to genetics. I can get faster, I don't have to run track. I didn't want to run track, but this is just the premise of, hey, there's somebody out there that's whatever. Hey, this guy's better at football or whatever. He can catch better because he has bigger hands than me. I can't do nothing about that. So there's things that when I was growing up, I saw certain limitations. But then there was this thing of, hey, but look at all those people I smoked. Hey, look at all of the stuff that I did when I was playing basketball. Yeah, I don't know how to shoot worth a damn, but I'm grabbing all these rebounds. I jump higher than other people. So it was these things where I would still acknowledge my strengths while also acknowledging my weaknesses and my limitations. And due to me having these weaknesses and limitations, I had to be comfortable with who I am as a person going through life, lest I keep comparing myself to other people.
Right.
So, middle school, high school, whatever, it graduated because, there's new social phenomenons that you experience every grade or whatever you go up through, and you start to learn these things. But overall, you start to build this mentality of, hey, it's okay that I am who I am. When it came to certain levels of academics, I was all right in science. I was all right in, writing. I was pretty good at writing. But math, I was through the roof, and it is what it is. And I liked that, and I was cool with that. I knew I had to work on these other things, but it didn't make me less of a person. So, fast forward and other things. So I say all that stuff to say is that with this Lizzo stuff and all this body positivity things, it's okay to be comfortable with who you are.
Right.
Hey man, your body metabolizes things differently than other people, and so this is why you got this weight. All right, cool. It is what it is. Hey, they can eat whatever they want and they don't gain a pound. And I eat the same thing and I gain twice as much. Okay, cool. That's a limitation. We got to work with that. Sorry, you're not them. All right. I want to run at 4.2, or 4.3. I can. That's my limitation. You know what I'm saying? But what I can do is try to work my best if I want to be in track. So the same thing goes for everything else. So this whole body positivity thing, yes, in its premise, we're not knocking that people should be uh accept who they are. They're great things and their limitations and be comfortable with it. There's no issue with that. My thing is that this whole Lizzo stuff in the past was parading around as that, but it wasn't really that. It was this whole thing of I don't want to go to the gym for real.
Correct.
I just don't
Yes.
want to go to the gym. And so it's like, okay, well, that something has to give. And you mentioned another topic where them girls was like, why go to the gym if I can just go get a BBL? At least I commend her for doing this and not getting some extraction surgery. You know, at least she's doing it the grind way. It looks like she's trying to. So I can respect that. But my whole thing is don't come back later with these pounds lost and say, hey, I showed y'all, I proved you. What'd you prove to me? That you
Hmm.
had a negative self-image in the past when you was sitting around saying it was positive? Because if it was positive then, it should be positive now. And if you weigh, 300 and some pounds then, you should weigh 300 and some pounds now and be comfortable with that. But that's not the reality. So yeah, it's just double talking and it's a fallacy. And so them calling it out in satire, yeah, I got a good kick out of that. And I like old South Park, man. It's
Yeah.
much like old Simpsons or old Family Guy. The
Right.
newer stuff it kind of gets dragged on, but hey man, they still pretty good. That made me laugh out loud. So I got a good chuckle. I
Yeah.
will be watching it.
Yeah. No, man, I hear all of that. That's look. If I would look, my reality would be completely different if I was 6'6". I'm not 6'6".
Yeah,
You
dude.
know, if I was 6'6", I might be in the NBA right now. Well, I'd be retired by now. Probably. I'm almost 40. But
Nah,
you
but if
know
he
what
was on that
I'm
Labalco, you know what I'm saying?
saying? Right. Yeah, man. Like if I was on whatever Tom Brady was on, maybe I'd still be playing. But like if I was 6'6", things would be different. I mean, even there are so many things that all of us can look at and say, man, they have that and I don't. I'm less than.
Right.
I can't really grow facial hair like that. I don't have a beard. Am I going to sit around crying about that? That it is what it is. The idea behind this is to maximize everything that you have going on to the best of your ability.
Correct.
And that was the fallacy of body positivity in the modern day sense, is that it got co-opted by these extremists who turned it into being happy not doing shit.
Correct.
And every movement needs its champion, and she became that, in my opinion, unwittingly. And if it was really that great to be that way, she wouldn't be trying to lose the weight. Like I said, she's trying to lose the weight because no one thinks that that's the right way to go about living. And when she's done with her weight loss regimen, which hopefully she'll continue for the rest of her life, she's not going to be statuesque. You know what I'm saying? She ain't going to look, she's not going to look like, who? She's not going to look like Lori Harvey. She ain't going to look like that. That's not her body type. But the rightful intent behind something like body positivity is the idea of maximization in whatever
Correct.
form that takes on.
Correct.
And so I'm glad, hopefully, I won't say because I don't know what, whatever's going on in her head or whatever, but if her reaction to this sketch is any indication, she's moving past that, and she'll be all the better for it. And if people want to get mad at her because she wants to not be their fat ass champion, then that's something that they're going to have to deal with. That's on them. That's on them. Straight up. Straight
Oh
up.
man, you wild for
These people,
that.
these damn extremists, man. These damn extremists. Yeah, you can call me a fat shamer if you want. Y'all know who I'm talking about. It ain't got nothing to do with your actual weight, but rather your mentality on life. That's what it is. So shouts out to Lizzo once again for the content. Shouts out to South Park. Um, good stuff. Good sketch. And good reaction from her. Kudos.
Hey, and guys, while you guys are at it, make sure you like and subscribe over here to the Conscious Bros. We be dropping facts all the time, all this knowledge. God damn.
Yeah, man. Get a trainer.
This guy.